we're watching, we're telling. TrustDale.com.
Hi everybody, and welcome to TrustDale TV. This is the show where we help you make your toughest buying decisions and tackle your worst consumer problems. I am your consumer investigator, Dale Cardwell. Do you think you might have mold growing in your house? It's just mold, right? How bad can it be? Well, one homeowner thought the same thing until they brought out a team of mold experts, and it turns out things were a little worse than they thought. Let's watch.
My name is Mark Perino. We just recently rented this property. We noticed there was a water leak down in the basement, or there was water on the floor in the basement. We called in a plumber who came out and informed us that there was a mold issue, brought in somebody to inspect the area and to tell us what was going on and what the plan was to fix the issue.
The source of the water was from a plumbing leak in this area, and it came down the wall and just soaked the insulation, the drywall, and everything behind here, and some mold began to grow. And we also noticed some mold up in this area, and the wall that was here had some mold, so we just took everything out. The mold was the worst behind this section because that was directly under the leak. So the drywall remained wet for a long time, and the mold had time to grow. And then we treated the wood with a fungal cleanser that'll kill everything, and then we will put a mold inhibitor on it, and that'll keep it from coming back. Mold's a problem because it's allergenic, and if folks react to it, they won't feel well. So it's a health issue, as well as it can start to undermine the integrity of certain structures in the house. It can eat the wood if it's let go long enough. Getting a dehumidifier would go a long way toward resolving that kind of a problem. And then if you're uncomfortable or anyone in your home is not feeling well, call a professional to have it evaluated. If you have mold built up in your house, first check for any kind of moisture source, like a leak from a plumbing pipe or from a roof leak, or just a high relative humidity in the house. Getting a dehumidifier would go a long way toward resolving that kind of a problem. A good indication of mold buildup is you can see it growing on any surfaces like the walls or furniture, or just you can smell it, and that'll be a sign that you really need to investigate it further. There are steps when you see mold that you can take to handle it yourself. If it's a small area, you can clean it with Lysol liquid, not the spray, or some vinegar even, and that will take care of it. But if it's beyond that and it's starting to bother you, you need to call a professional. Number one thing is, if you get rid of the moisture, you'll pretty much get rid of the mold. If you can keep the relative humidity in your home at 50% or less, the mold won't grow. So that's number one. Keep the humidity down and keep any water source out. Ventilation throughout the house is very helpful too. It's a matter of, when weather permitting, you keep the windows open or a door open with a screen and just allow some wind to pass through, and it'll take moisture out. In the bathroom, for instance, it's very important to run your exhaust fan before you start a shower, during the shower, of course, and maybe 5 or 10 minutes after, and that's going to evacuate all of that moisture that could linger and cause a problem.